Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Yusef Scott. I want to thank all of you for being here with me today, taking part in this video. I want to welcome all of you to the So Darn Easy Forex movement. I know that many of you are subscribed to my channel. I only ask that if you are not yet subscribed, please do so. I know that many of you are new to Forex, and many of you have found me just recently, and you're looking for consistency in the market. You're looking for great knowledge on how to trade the market consistently, how to make money. That's the reason why we're all here, to make money, to generate currency. So I want to thank you all for being here, and of course not before thanking those who are loyal to watching all of my videos. I really appreciate your dedication and your support. Now this video today is going to be about basically we have had our currency pair analysis training today for the group. And it was a powerful training. All right, I gave out some great information. In fact, the market is at the doorway of realizing a lot of great moves for this week. You guys just stay tuned for it. I had basically enlightened my students of these moves that are, in the market, that are setting up right now. So I wanted to share something with you all about our training today, because I know that a lot of you are watching me. A lot of you are looking to at some point join, but there's a part of training my students that is all too challenging at times, for them at least, and that is making a transition from the short term to the long term. So it was a very powerful piece that I had shared with my students today that I want to actually share with you guys. And if you give me a moment of your time, I'm going to show you that demonstration. All right, let me take you guys down to my office and I'm going to show you. All right, so now let me show you guys exactly what the demonstration was all about. All right, let's get this thing started. So when you're trading long term, as I show my students, we're trading off of the daily time frame. All right, and so the daily time frame consists of 1,440 minutes. All right. And then you go from there. You look at how many 15-minute candles are within that 1 day candle, how many one hour candles are within that 1 day candle. So let me show you guys exactly what you as a short-term trader looks at, opposed to me being a long-term on my students. All right, so here we are. This would be your, let's say this would be your day candle. And we would put a wick at the top and a wick at the bottom. All right. And, me, if I'm trading this, let's say this candle might be, let's say it might be 173 pips. And I'm talking full pips. All right. And, I realized where the market was going, and I was able to calculate or capitalize on this move, the entire move. So this is what you would see as a short-term trader. You might see a candle going up, a couple candles going up, and then you might have this. Candles going down, candles going down. You might have this. All right, and then you'll have this. You're gonna have wicks. You're gonna have wicks along the way. You may even have one more. Then you may have a series of candles going back down. You may have a gap down. But then you'll have this. You have the market go right back. Then you may have doji. And this is just a simulation of what happens, but See me, because I'm long term, I'm getting the entire move. You, as a short term trader, you're getting this, and then you're getting out. And then you're not really sure where it's going to go. And this is a smooth setup right here. But oftentimes it's not like this. See, I'm going to ride this all the way up. Whereas you may get in, you may get chicken and get out here. And then the market goes down. And then you may go off and go do something else, go grocery shopping or whatever it might be, or you may go back to work, whatever it might be. Whereas during that same time, I'm holding my trade because I saw where the market was going because I'm trading on the daily. I'm trading long term. Along with some other concepts that I have, I know where the market is going. But those of just a small mind frame or trading a time frame, a small time frame, because they haven't really expanded their minds to realize the longer move, the bigger move, they can only see but yay far. Just like the analogy I use, if you're looking through a peephole, you can only see just across the street or across the hall. But someone like myself, I'm looking at the big picture, and I can see far away. I'm looking through a telescope. I can take an aerial view of the area, an aerial view of the market to realize where the market is going. All right. Another little demonstration. The same thing. You have, a nice candle going up. This is your day candle. But on your smaller time frame, you may have this. Your smaller time frame might give you this. You might have this. And this is exactly what happens. This is why a lot of people they lose, because they're looking at the wrong thing. The market may go down. I can drill this up a lot of different ways. Actually, we'll make this go down a little bit more. Then we'll take it up. And this is all that happens throughout a 24-hour day, because most people cannot see where it's going. And hopefully you guys get hopefully you guys get exactly what I'm showing you, because this is what happens in the market. The market going up and down along the way, but it's steady going up. I could draw this up in so many different ways. The market could, based on what you see, it could be going up. But then the market goes down. Then it goes back up. Then it goes right back down. Well, that's supposed to be red. Then it goes back up. Then it may even gap up but go down. And then finally, at 12 o'clock or so, then it shoots up. And and this is what happens. It's the same move, but you're looking at smaller moves instead of looking at the bigger picture. So while you're taking just 17 pips here, maybe 8 pips here, you may take market go back down, you may take 11 pips here. You're taking money in pieces, because most people are not catching all of these candles. Most people aren't catching the sells and the buys. You're only taking a little bit, and then when the market goes against where you came from, you say, screw it, I'm out of there. Versus me, I find a signal, I'm in, and I'm going to let it ride. And that's what I show my students, how to find those places like this in the market and let it ride. And then what might seem unimaginable to those who are just unaware of how to trade, then it starts to sink in, like, you know what, that guy, he's onto something. Like, he really knows what he's talking about, because I've tried it and it works. So I just wanted to show you guys this, and this is what happens. I look at one nice candle, and while others, they're looking at the smaller picture, trading 2 hours in one direction, and then they get out because the market went against their original direction. Then they don't know where it's going to go from there, because they're too afraid to get in again, because they just won 2 hours. They just got a couple hours worth of profit. They don't want to lose it. But that's some people. Others, they get greedy. Euphoria sets in and they start trading all over the place like they can't lose nothing. Then they get wiped out. Versus me, I trade every so often. I may put trades in a couple times a week. And I might not put another trade in for 2 weeks, because I'm letting them trades run. Versus the short-term trader, he's trading around the clock, exposing himself to a higher level of risk, and he's taking just a small portion. Me, having more money inside of my account, I'm trading at a longer time frame. Let my trades run. I have all day to do what it is that I want to do. It's just like the saying goes. Those who are rich, they keep getting richer, because they maximize their time and allow their money to work for them. One of the examples that I gave inside of the training was, okay, now that, okay, I could be a stay-at-home dad, work for myself. I do what I want to do. I can go and look at a property here, and I can trade today and sit back for a couple of days, and that's what I want to do. Versus the short-term trader, more than likely he or she may be working, and he doesn't have the ability to trade, because he only have yet a small duration where he can trade. So in that small duration, he over leverages his account. But me, I have the money to trade, and I have the resources in my account to trade, and because I'm trading long term, I can let my trades run. And if I wanted to sit back and do nothing all day, I could do that. It's just knowing how to leverage your money. Another example I gave in the training was, instead of me taking 2 hours to cut my lawn, I hire a landscaper. Let him do it. Because it may take him 2 hours. Yes, it may cost him $50 to $75, but that's just $50 to $75 for 2 hours. And for me, that 2 hours, I can do something good with it, with that 2 hours. I could do something else. And that's just like working, full time. When I was working, having a salary of 75 to 80 a year, it's like, okay, why would I want to sit? I don't want to sit there and take 2 hours of my day to cut grass when I could leverage someone else to do it, and I can take the 2 hours and put it somewhere else. And that's like 2 hours on the job. That 2 hours on the job, that's a lot of time away. And I just look at numbers differently. I just happen to, use your time wisely. What is it going to benefit you? Here it is in the same duration. The market moved the same duration from point A to point B, from point A to point B, but the short-term trader is watching the charts all day. Have the potential of making the same amount of currency, but he doesn't because he's looking at it from a smaller through a smaller scope. Me, I'm looking at it through a larger scope, being able to see the entire market, and I can calculate and I can accumulate rather the entire day's move. All right. So my journey is still the same journey, same amount of pips up, but it's just that I'm looking at it from a different perspective. The profit potential is much better, less risk, a larger reward. This, more risk, a whole lot more at stake. Too risky. All right. So I hope this has opened your eyes to what you should be doing in the market. I just want to give you guys this example. Hopefully it made sense to you guys. You guys have a fantastic day. And listen, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. All right. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. Peace.